Good afternoon. My name is Martha Martinez, and I hope you guys are having a good day. I am currently stationed on board a U.S. Navy vessel. On my ship, we have to recycle cans, aluminums, and non-consumables, meaning that if the trash cannot be broken down by either classified as paper or plastic, then it goes into a separate chute. We recycle on board a ship because it is necessary for our environment. Not just my ship, every ship in the United States Navy does this because it's healthy, it's better for our environment. Recycling will better our environment as well as prepare the world for the future and the generation to come. According to Call to Recycle United States, twice as many recycle now than they did 20 years ago. It took 20 years for the amount of people that recycle to decide to start recycling. That's not a big change compared to the world that we live in now. Also, according to Call to Recycle United States, from the ages 18 to 30, most of those people, regular people, do not recycle. And that is by choice. They choose not to recycle. 3 in 10 do not recycle at all, according to environmental leaders. So if you're in a group of 20 people, only 6 of those people are actively recycling. Recycling is good for our environment. We need to constantly do it. I know that we find it very tedious at times because it requires separating trash, but if you do it from the beginning and you get used to do it, it becomes very easy and easier to maintain. In most communities now, if you notice, if you ever go, pay attention to your community a little bit, you'll see that there's always 2 to 3 different trash cans. They have the trash cans for paper, they have one for plastic, they have ones for cans, and they have one for regular trash. They make it easier for you, so all you have to do is separate your trash at home. There's many advantages to recycling. Did you know that you consume 4.3 pounds of trash every day? That's not recycling. The average American consumes 4.3 pounds of trash every day. So if you have a family of 5, that's 20 pounds of trash and more that you are you're bringing into the world. That's kind of amazing if you look at it. 20 and then some pounds of trash that you and your family of 5 are now creating. All the trash that you guys are creating, do you guys know where it goes? It doesn't just disappear. We don't throw it in the ocean. You have to throw it into landfills. Landfills. Landfills are becoming more and more full now that more people are creating more trash. The more people, the more trash, the more landfills. The less people recycle, the more there is in landfills. When we recycle, we lessen the amount of raw material that we take away from the earth. By doing this, when we take away from the earth, we're not necessarily giving back into it. So recycling helps that. So if you were to recycle, you would cut down the amount of trash you bring in by half. So from 4.3 pounds, you go to 2 pounds of trash. The Environmental Protection Agency, according to them, in 1960, 88.1 milliton of trash was produced each year. In 1960, 2012, that number skyrocketed all the way to 250.9 milliton of trash. That number has clearly exceeded because yes, there were less people back then, but there are more people now, and now more people are not recycling. We might have to consider that for the future. So imagine in 2060 from now, is our number going to jump to the 400s? What are we going to do with all these landfills? They're just they're creating pollution because they have to burn the trash, they have to get rid of the trash, somewhere to do it. So by filling up the landfills, you're also creating pollution. Recycling helps because you can also buy reusable materials. So when you recycle, there's companies out there that would take those bottles and recreate other materials out of there, which are cheaper in the store if you buy them too. So you can save $1 to 20 cents when you buy recyclable materials. You're reusing that same material, and it's safe for us to reuse it because they're very clean properties too as well. So the materials that you're consuming and you're not using and you're recycling are also helping us out. According to the environmental leaders, recycling is becoming more popular now in environments such as work because people in their offices and their businesses, they separate trash. They put a trash can for cans, one for bottles, one for paper. So people at work recycle. But wouldn't it be better if you took that work environment and brought it home? And then you teach your children how to separate trash so that when they grow up, they separate trash. Or they see their friends doing it and they're like, oh, mom, I want to recycle. Or dad, I want to recycle. You just pass that on. That is better for our world. Recycling doesn't do any damage. It just takes a little time. If you go to a store and you buy a trash bag, if you buy trash bags, instead of buying, you can buy reusable trash bags or recycled trash bags. Instead of having one trash bag at home, you have two trash bags at home. These two trash bags, you use them, and then you put cans, bottles, paper, and then when they're full, you take them out and you put them in their disposed in their correct bin. That is as easy as recycling. Recycling would only better our generation. You have to think about that we are setting the standard for the generations to come, and we wouldn't want to set them up for failure because we decided to be a lot less lazy or careless when it comes to our environment. You have to understand that one person does not make a difference, but a lot of people will make a difference. If one person decides to recycle and then I see somebody else recycling and they see somebody else recycling, you just started a whole entire chain of people recycling. That is bettering the world. This will conserve energy, lessen those landfills that we are easily pulling up right now, and we would be using less raw material that we're consuming right now. All of these are better. It's better for us, it's better for the environment, it's better for the world. So ask yourself, why don't you recycle? Is it because it's hard? Is it because it's difficult? What is the reason? What is the reasoning behind it? I know when I was in high school, recycling was the new thing to do. Like our teachers wanted to encourage us to recycle. Now that I'm in an environment where my ship recycles, I come home and I recycle my trash. So instead of digging through my trash and, having to do that, I just separate it all together. Separate it all from the beginning, and then you won't have to worry about that anymore. Recycling will also give you guys more fresh air because you're not burning those raw materials, polluting all that. You're not using none of that. So you're using the trees to have more air and more oxygen, and we already know how that works. From the trees you get oxygen, and then the world is a lot better. So you guys have to think about that when you guys go home tonight. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can just spread the word. But so recycling is only going to help you. It's going to help you and the people that come after you. So you have to sometimes be less selfish in this world and then decide to help them out a little bit. That never killed anybody. So remember, from the ages 18 to 30, people don't recycle. 18 to 30. If you can be that change to the world, why aren't you? Thank you.